Some big changes here at the Brian Nichols Show, but some good changes. Let's talk about that. Instead of focusing on winning arguments, we're teaching the basic fundamentals of sales and marketing and how we can use them to win in the world of politics, teaching you how to meet people where they're at on the issues they care about. Welcome to the Brian Nichols Show. Well, happy Tuesday there, folks. Brian Nichols here on the Brian Nichols Show, and thank you for joining us on, of course, another fun-filled episode. I am, as always, your humble host, joining you live from our BNC studios here in lovely Eastern Indiana, folks. A recession is right around the corner. You feel it, I feel it, and your customers are feeling it. So make sure your sales strategies are up to snuff. Learn more by emailing me at brian@briannicholsconsulting.com. Folks, yes, we in fact have some very big but very exciting changes taking place here at the Brian Nichols Show, and I wanted to share it with you directly because it impacts you. You are the loyal audience that has been joining us here since way back in January of 2018 when the Brian Nichols Show was just a wee little podcast starting out with episode 1. And I don't even know what Phantom Menace I was at that point. But when we went to where we are today, which is 700 plus episodes later, I look back and I just sometimes shake my head saying, no wonder I'm so tired and have so many gray hairs, which I keep my hair short. So you guys can't really see that too much. But with that being said, life happens. Life takes place for all of us. And yours truly included. And with that, I'm going to be a dad. So being a dad obviously is going to take a lot of my bandwidth compared to the bandwidth I was already short with to begin with. So with that being said, some changes here at the Brian Nichols Show, and they're good changes, and they're just going to be a little different for both you and for me. So starting off, elephant in the room, the show is not going away. The show is still living on. I've heard some folks who were concerned when I said I had some changes coming down the pike. Don't worry. No, the show is very much still going to be around, and we're still very much talking about the issues you care about, leaving folks educated, enlightened, and informed. But we are going to change the amount of shows we do. So I've heard consistently from folks that they love the show, but they just don't have the chance necessarily to listen to all 5 episodes per week. And frankly, it's a lot of work putting in 5 episodes per week where you're sitting down with guests, you're having to prepare for all those interviews, and you have to know what you're talking about before you sit down with your guests so you kind of know where the conversation's going. That all takes time, takes energy and effort, which I love doing, but with a baby on the way, I have to use my time efficiently. So we are going to be narrowing down the number of shows we have here on the Brian Nichols Show from 5 to 3 per week. And with that, we are doing a lot more behind the scenes over on our Patreon, because I still want to give you guys value. I want to give you content, but I also want to make sure we're doing it in a way that makes sense. So to start out with the show, the episodes that you've grown to know and love, where we sit down with noted folks across whatever industry or field of expertise they are noted in, we're still going to have those conversations. They're going to be great conversations, as they have been. The thing that's going to change, though, is instead of 5 episodes per week, obviously, we're going down to 3. But also those conversations will be a little bit more long form. We've done our 20-minute episodes or so here on the Brian Nichols Show pretty consistently now for the past few years. And while they are short, succinct episodes and they get their point across, I find myself sometimes, I know you find yourself many times, because I hear the emails, read the emails, I hear your complaints, suggestions, whatever you want to call them, where you say, I would love to hear more from that guest. Where can I hear more from that guest? And to that point, I really didn't have an answer. We didn't really do anything to give you more content from that respective guest. Now, my Patreon, and to those who have already subscribed to the Patreon, thank you for supporting the show, because you are really what's helped keep the lights on, both figuratively and I guess spiritually speaking, keep me motivated. But with that being said, I wanted to give more to you guys. I wanted to give more to those who are supporting the show financially. So going forward, we're going to have more long form episodes with these guests. And the longer form part of the episode will be behind the paywall over on Patreon. So if you are getting value from the show, and you have been getting value from the show, and you want to see more of these conversations, a little bit more in terms of digging deep into the different topics we're bringing these guests to the table to talk about, head over to the Patreon. That's where we're going to be doing a lot of that work. And also sales and marketing. So yes, that's what we do here at the show. We talk about sales and marketing and how we apply it to the world of politics. Now, a lot of the shows you'll see when we have a guest on, more often than not, we're not teaching per se, but we're more so applying what that guest is bringing to the table and showing how the skills that we talk about in the sales and marketing world apply. We've done that. I understand at this point, I hope you understand at this point, that there's only so much you can talk about when it comes to sales strategies and techniques. Now, the stuff will change, right, as we're going through topic to topic, situation to situation, but the principles, they are all the same. Now, if you want to go ahead and check out all those past episodes where we've gone through the nitty-gritty, that the sales and marketing stuff, they're all there. They're all still, we have 700 plus episodes, guys. You can go back and check through. But if you really want to see that sales and marketing training, that teaching that we've been doing here on the show, also going to be behind the paywall there over on Patreon. So if you want to leverage my resources, leverage my brain, and ask me questions when it comes to specifics in terms of sales and marketing and how we can bring these ideas to not just your average person, but help them see the value that we're bringing to the table, that'll also be over on the Patreon. So behind the paywall to Patreon, what can you expect? You're going to find longer form episodes with guests throughout the week. You're also going to find more one-on-ones with yours truly. And I encourage you to please bring those questions to the table. But going forward, if you really are getting value from the show, and this is going to be kind of my ask to you at this point, I need help. I need you guys to reach out and show the support. Join our Patreon. If you're getting value, if you've been here since the very beginning, 2018, $1.99 a month. Have you gotten $1.99 a month in value from the Brian Nichols Show? I certainly hope so. And if you have, well, please just take that step. Just become a supporter of the show. Help us as we're trying to grow the program beyond where we are. And frankly, this goes to where we're going. We want to see not just the Brian Nichols Show, and this is not me saying this. This is we saying this, the team behind the Brian Nichols Show, but also the greater entities that we've worked with. We want to see what we're doing here at the show in the greater liberty movement have more success. And it starts with us supporting one another. So I want to not just encourage you to support the Brian Nichols Show as we're going into this different transition into more content that's longer form, but also behind that paywall to help us so we can do more in supporting liberty organizations. One of the things I've really made it a point to do is to network with a lot of the different liberty entities out there, whether it's different podcasts, PACs, or organizations who are cause-based, whatever they may be. I want to build up more of a relationship there and also promote those different organizations. But sometimes that requires the financial side of things to do it. Now, I understand the last thing you want, another subscription service. I get it. I know. I hear you. But if you want to see this content exist, if you're getting value from this, then it requires us to have more than just the views. It requires us to actually back this stuff up with our dollars. This stuff isn't free, folks. The software, the space that we record in, the studio sets, whatever you're thinking about that goes into building and producing a good podcast, yeah, there is dollar amounts associated with that. So with that being said, we can't do it alone. I can't do it alone. I need help. I need your help specifically. So I'm going to ask you today, and I'm going to emphatically ask you, please support the program, whether it's $1.99 a month, $1.99 a month as an entry-level audience insider. If you want to do $5 a month to be a super fan, both levels go right back into the show. It goes right back into us allowing opportunities to bring more folks on the program to allow me to spend more time doing this. If you get value from seeing what I'm doing, bringing different guests to the table, talking about the sales and marketing approach to selling liberty, well, I'd love to see it, both from the views, but also if you guys do get the value supporting us financially. So with all that being said, I know that a different type of episode, but I want you to be in the loop where we're going. You are part of the Brian Nichols Show. Without you, the show doesn't exist. I'm so thankful that we've had an amazing audience from the very beginning. You guys have stuck with me, and we've grown. We've really grown over the past 5 years. And to see where we are and where we're headed, the sky's the limits, guys. So, I know this is a different type of conversation that we really don't have that much in the show, but I thought it was good for us to kind of outline where things are going. Now, originally, I had planned on April 1st being my date that I would start the 3 shows per week. But alas, my future child here decided things differently, and she'll be entering the world here at the end of this week. So with that, I had to make a little bit of a change earlier than I expected. So this is a different episode this week. This is going to be the episode for Tuesday. Wednesday, no episode. Thursday, no episode, because that's the day my little girl should be entering the world. But we'll see if she's going to cooperate. And then Friday, we will have one of the episodes I have pre-recorded here with a great guest. I think we're actually going to do one of our episodes with, who was it? John England. There we go. So that'll be a great episode for you guys to go ahead and check out. But beyond that, I would greatly appreciate some feedback. If you're on board, if you think this is a good idea, a good switch for the show, I want to hear about it. Email me, Brian@briannicholsshow.com. Message me on Twitter. And also one thing, and this is, I'm jump ball to you guys. I want to hear your feedback on this. I want to give you a network where you can collaborate. We can work together. We can talk through things. And I don't know what the best what's the best area for us to do this? Should it be on like Twitter Spaces? Should we do something on Facebook groups? Somewhere else? I don't know. And I want to hear from you. Where do you think it makes most sense? So I'm going to go ahead and as we wrap things up today, just kind of leave it there. Where do you see us having more of a community where we can build that, that sense of being together, right? And this is something I also want to do better as a host, is I want to get you guys more involved. I want to bring more of what you're bringing for value to the table. So tell me what you're doing, what you're working on behind the scenes. If you have a libertarian or a liberty-based business, bring it to me. Let me help promote what you're already doing. This is how we have success, guys. It requires us to work together. I know, like, we sometimes are like herding cats in the greater liberty movement, but we have an obligation. If we want to see things get better, we have to work together. So I'll leave you there with that, guys. Thank you for sticking with me on a weird episode, a shorter episode, but also I thought it was a really good episode for me to kind of take a step back, tell you what's going on here at the Brian Nichols Show, where we're going, and just so you guys are all in the loop, because at the end of the day, this show doesn't exist without you. This show doesn't exist without the cause. And I really want to make sure that we're using our time and energy and more importantly, what we're focusing on for the future effectively. So with that, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you for being the best gosh darn audience in all of liberty-based politics. And if you also, want to go ahead and just give me a shout, email me, Brian@briannicholsshow.com. Follow me on social media at @BNicholsLiberty, Facebook, Twitter. And also we're over on Sovereign, posting our episodes over there. So if you're on Sovereign, please go ahead and give yours truly a follow. But otherwise, folks, that's all I had for you. Thank you for sticking with me today. And with that being said, it's Brian Nichols signing off here on the Brian Nichols Show. We'll see you Friday.
Thanks for listening to the Brian Nichols Show. Find more episodes at briannicholsshow.com.